Tag TV and Tag Radio be seen and heard by both technology users and technology producers throughout the state of Georgia and around the world. Low cost, big benefits, powerhouse online branded video and audio has arrived. Tag TV, Tag Radio, there's a lot more to know. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by Globalspeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. Tag TV and Tag Radio is a service of Globalspeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. You may be surprised to learn it is the only organization of its kind that can offer access to thousands of potential volunteers and a network of technology organizations, all with a single focus, helping science, technology, engineering, and math STEM education initiatives thrive. For jobs, for the continued innovative leadership of the technology industry, and for Georgia's economic prosperity today, tomorrow, and beyond. The TAG Education Collaborative, uniting Technology Association of Georgia resources with leading education initiatives strengthening Georgia's future workforce by enhanced science, technology, engineering, and math education. Greetings, everyone. It's Tuesday, August 2nd, 2011, and this is a special Spirit of Endeavor Award series of Tech Talk with Technology Association of Georgia President Tino Mantella. I'm your guest host, Frank Baia. Up to the Tech Talk Endeavor series, breaking news. That's right, a new award category for the Spirit of Endeavor Award recognition has been announced. Formed from a partnership of Tag Ed and Tech America comes a new Workforce Readiness Award, which promotes STEM education incentives. To explain the new Workforce Readiness Award criteria and to explore the exciting developments and continued expanding education initiatives of the TAG Education Collaborative, we speak with its Executive Director, Michael Robertson. Prior to joining TAG last year, Michael served as Chairman of the Advisory Board of Georgia's Industrial Fellowship for Teachers at Georgia Tech and was also a member of the Peachtree Executive Advisory Board for FIRST, yet another organization building bridges between business and education. Michael currently serves on the TAG Board of Directors and the Executive Committee. He spent 16 years at EMS Technologies as a top executive providing strategic oversight and direction as that company grew from 400 to 2,000 employees. TAG Ed and Tech America partnership at this year's Spirit of Endeavor Awards and a close-up update on the TAG Ed growing size, mission, and initiatives as we Tech Talk STEM and Georgia's workforce of tomorrow with TAG Education Collaborative Executive Director Michael Robertson. Michael, welcome to Tech Talk.
Well, thank you, Frank. Glad to be here. Appreciate the opportunity.
It's hard not to be involved with the Technology Association of Georgia and not know about the great things that are going on in what is now being called the TAG Education Collaborative. Tell our listening audience a little bit about the collaborative and maybe go into some of the initiatives that many people probably don't know the acronym, but they support STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math education.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. So TAG Ed, or TAG Education Collaborative, is the charitable foundation for TAG. We're focused on improving workforce readiness and for the future workforce in technology and doing it through improving STEM education.
Well, one would guess that our academic environment, the educational system, is already involved and concerned about those things. Why is there such an emphasis on STEM education, especially lately? And then maybe get into a little bit, as they say, mine it a little bit. What is STEM education?
Well, let's start with the basics. STEM education, STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And the major focus here is finding ways to improve our education system in these critical areas because they're recognized to be so important for the future. America has always been recognized as the innovation leader, and if you go back to many of the innovators today, they recognize the importance of a strong foundation in science and math. So it's an important area because of a growing problem America has, having enough workers in this area. It's forecasted that by the time our 8th graders graduate from college in the year 2020, there will be between 2 and 3 jobs in the technology sector for every person that has been preparing for those jobs. So I think it's important, and it's going on today. Many of the companies that are involved in the technology industry find that finding workers is one of their major challenges. In a state, we all hear about the state of Georgia's unemployment rate being near 10%. TAG just sponsored a study, and we found over 5,000 technology jobs that can't be filled because we don't have qualified workers for it.
Amazing. Well, and I think obviously the connection is pretty clear, and that is, yes, it's about education, yes, it's about jobs, but it also turns out to be about global competitiveness, about the economy, not only from the state, even the federal economy, the national economy. So all of these things are kind of interlaced together, and needless to say, with the evolution you mentioned earlier about technology from the Technology Association's survey as far as jobs or opportunities, the unbelievable amount of technology. I was talking to a computer representative. I was in the market the other day, and they were talking about even their overwhelming attempt at trying to keep up with a level of change. Things are happening so quickly. There's always something new. And we say it rhetorically. It's almost redundant. It's almost like a cliche. But the reality of it is, how do you support these things in 2020 today? So if it isn't about education, and if it isn't about working with the youth, and if it isn't starting with actually at the STEM, if you will, I can only imagine that's obviously the ultimate objective, the ultimate mission. Tell us a little bit now. I think a lot of our members and a lot of our listening audience already know that Tech America, which is the national organization representing national positions and lobbying for many things like education and other interests as far as technology, long ago has partnered with TAG in a relationship here locally where I think TAG more or less represents or collaborates with Tech America.
Right.
But why are TAG and Tech America interested in STEM education?
Well, we all strongly believe that the future success of our technology businesses is dependent upon having qualified and motivated workforce. Both TAG and Tech America want to find ways to accomplish a couple of things. One, we need to get more students interested in technology careers. And two, we need to help those students understand the opportunities and encourage them to pursue the more rigorous path in science and math, to prepare themselves for the more challenging and more rewarding careers that technology firms have.
There is life after American Idol. I mean, I think that unfortunately, I think we've got a couple of generations that have they haven't taken the harder path. They haven't taken the discipline and the necessary training that provides the kind of education and the opportunity that we're talking about. Let's talk a little bit about, I understand that TAG Ed, the Education Collaborative now, is partnering with Tech America, and obviously this month we've been focusing on the Spirit of Endeavor Awards. You're working together now as far as the Spirit of Endeavor Awards are. Tell us a little bit about that, and how will your efforts be supported, and what can we do, our listening audience, our TAG members, if they're interested in participating? Well,
I think we're very excited about the partnership between TAG Ed and Tech America. We think it's a great partnership for both of us. Basically, we're revamping the Spirit of Endeavor Award that they've had for several years for technical education in an effort to recognize both a student and a company that participated in the TAG Ed internship program as a step towards improving the workforce readiness for technology careers. Let me talk just a second about the student internship program that that Tag Ed sponsors. This is the third year that we've had it, and we're just wrapping it up because it's a summer program. But this summer we engaged 33 companies, and they took 60 different students, STEM students, mostly high school seniors, rising seniors,
wow,
that are interested in STEM, that are preparing themselves for STEM careers, and we gave them meaningful internships. 5 weeks. It was a paid internship, and as I said, we're wrapping that program up as the summer ends, but this has been a program that it has certainly engaged the students the way we wanted to, but I think also given companies a better sense of what can a high school student do. These are not students that are satisfied or willing to go pick up my dry cleaning, go make copies, go do filing. These are kids that were developing social media strategies, developing websites. They were creating databases around sales and marketing campaigns. And almost universally, the feedback from the mentors has been, well, I started out with a project, but the student finished the project long before the 5 weeks, and we had to figure out something else for him to do, and that's where it really got deep and interesting for both the student and the company.
You know, interesting is I think a key word, because one of the things that I think all of us can remember, no matter how long we've been in our career path, how difficult it was to get a portfolio, how difficult it was to break through and actually get into something that was doing what you wanted to do, not something that was peripheral, that you just had a chance to be near it, but that you could actually be part of what you had either dreamed of or trained for. And then the other side of it is how many people have been touched. You know, you say 30 some odd this year and over 3 years, and then maybe now next year over 4, 5, 7, 10 years. And who have you really touched? Who are those kids, and what are they turning out to be, and what will they do beyond even a great job, possibly inventing something or doing something that would have never happened if they had not been given the opportunity to intern. So what an incredibly interesting, and I think it's something that more and more people have got to get interested in, just simply because of the great productivity and the positive impact of it all.
Well, let me make one point for you. I think I read in the paper recently that Georgia leads the country, along with California, in the unemployment rate for teenagers at 34, almost 35%. And so, you know, think back, as you say, think back on the beginning of your career and the importance of that first job, the
Absolutely.
Importance of learning the work ethic, and how many students are not getting that opportunity. I really wish I could have every one of your listeners listen in on a phone call when you call a 16 or 17-year-old student and tell them that you have a summer opportunity for them that is in an area that they have a great deal of interest, that they are preparing themselves for, that they're studying for, and we're going to give you a chance to learn about it from a work perspective. And, oh, by the way, you're going to get paid at the end.
Validation, motivation. I mean, it's an incredibly great program. And obviously, again, members of TAG, listeners, they can get this year's intern program is over, but right after it's over, I'm sure next year's gets started all over again. So
absolutely.
The opportunity to participate in that is still wide open, so you're going to want to make contact with TAG Ed. Maybe go into some more specifics. I think we've covered it kind of, but tell us a little bit from your perspective, Michael, is why should people be interested in helping you? I mean, obviously the improving of STEM education, we covered that a little bit. Lord knows workforce readiness, but go into a little bit more specifics about that, because I think really what we're talking about here is we get busy, we get distracted, we're involved in a tremendously challenging economy that takes a lot of our time. This is a great opportunity to stop for a moment and say, what can I do? What kind of help can I give to TAG Ed as far as this whole issue of the education platform and workforce readiness?
Well, let's start with the why should people be interested, and then we can talk about the what a little bit more. First of all, and since this is Tag Radio, I may be preaching to the choir here, but people that are involved in technology careers are typically among the most rewarding and interesting careers available today. People that work in technology make more money than in other careers. In hard times like we have right now, technology companies have suffered less and recovered faster than other industries. There is a major shortage of students preparing for these careers, and that is going to impact our way of life. And I think the important thing here is this is not about learning the technology that exists today. Think about your exposure to technology and how it has changed over the last 10 years. Do you think that's going to decrease over the next 10 years? And so,
I don't know anybody that goes out 10 years anymore. I think most of it are afraid after 3.
And that's kind of the point. There's our technology, our world is changing with technology.
Absolutely.
And we need to be able to adapt to that. The large majority of the work that these students are going to have when they get out of school hasn't been invented yet. And so the importance of having a strong foundation, the importance of learning how to learn new things, I think is key. As both we look at it for ourselves and as we look at it for our students and our children, the importance of understanding how a technology works is only going to become more valuable.
Well, Michael, unfortunately, as it is with most of our really interesting interviews and the ones that have the most value, the kind of things that not only can impact your knowledge about knowing about a certain thing, but actually impact and make change, usually the time goes quickly, and it really has. Before we end, though, I think it would be critically important for you to tell our listening audience and our members of TAG, how do they make contact with you? I mean, we're ready to help. We really want to kick in gear. We want to participate in some of the things you're doing. How do I find out more?
Well, first of all, go to our website. It's tagedonline.org, and we have all of our programs. We really haven't had time to talk about the web challenge that we do for high school students, or we do a lovely wine tasting and auction as a fundraiser. So we'd love to have people get involved in those. And we're growing this program. So tagedonline.org is a great place to start, or you can reach me at mrobertson@tagonline.org. And I'd be happy to talk to anybody. This is a small staff and a small organization, and we've got a lot more work than we have people, so we're anxious to find people that are interested and engaged in this program. We couldn't do what we do without them.
And remember that Tag Ed is partnering with Tech America on the Spirit of Endeavor Awards this year. So if you know any Georgia companies or Georgia academic institutions that would qualify for a number, I think there's 7 different categories, and that information can be found on tagonline.org. That's the Spirit of Endeavor Awards. That'll be coming up later this year. Well, Michael, obviously small staff, huge opportunity, lots of things to do. I'm sure you're a busy, busy man. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to tell us a little bit about what's going on at the Education Collaborative.
Frank, it's been a blast. Thanks so much.